Welcome in. I'm Mr. Fox, and you have made your way to the counselor. It's great to have you in today, wherever you are, however you may find yourself. It's great you're here, and thank you once again. I don't know about you, but I am a natural born curious person. I've always been curious. I've always had lots of different ideas, thoughts, wonders, even sort of some fixations on different things involving life, reality, how things work. What do I know? What don't I know? And what maybe ought I to know better? That's where I'm at. We're talking good old fashioned curiosity today. So I beg the question to all of you, how curious about life are you? And what is curiosity to you? How curious of a person are you? And does curiosity matter in the grand scheme of things with this ever changing world that we live in? Well, let's explore some of these things today, shall we? Without further ado. You know, I'm big on what makes us real, what makes us human, what makes us unique, you know, um, and what galvanizes the human spirit. One of those things that I think is so absolutely unique and absolutely fundamental to the nature of our reality and really the reality of being a person, a human being, is curiosity. And I think curiosity is a superpower. It is a gift of being a human. I really believe that down to my bones. I really subscribe to that idea, to that thought. And curiosity is one of those things that is, in my view, endless. It's infinite. It helps to allow us to ask those questions and to be curious and to wonder about things that we might otherwise not be curious or wonder about. I do believe it's helped us survive to some extent and to keep our awareness up at times as well. But I also think curiosity permeates into many other different areas in life. I think it's fundamentally human to be curious. What I want to get into today, though, is how do we turn curiosity up? How do we turn the volume up on curiosity? How do we expound upon that and expand our curiosity as human beings? Because we know that in today's landscape and in today's world, this thing called technology, this thing called artificial intelligence, AI, is seeping in. And it's kind of becoming a thing. It's not kind of becoming a thing, it is a thing. It's here. And it's happening. And one of the things I hear a lot and see a lot on YouTube and on different platforms is the general dread and fear of technology, but specifically AI, right? And this fear that AI is taking over or that it's going to take over and that we're doomed, basically, right? Well, let me kind of reframe that a little bit into what I'm hearing when I hear these different aspects of fear being expressed on these different platforms. What I hear from my ears and when I listen to these different things is that we are to these people that fear this stuff, we are going to lose our capacity to be human, which is we're going to lose our capacity to think, to feel, to be useful, to be necessary, and frankly, to be curious. And that's what I hear when I hear the AI talk. And I really get that. I understand that. And there is a part of me that has some generalized fear and a little bit of anxiety around what is all this AI stuff and what is it about? How does it work? And is there a real threat, a real imminent threat and danger to humanity that exists because of it? And you know, I think we're all kind of in the woods and in mostly the wilderness when it comes to what is this and what role is it going to play in our future, right? But as this pertains and relates to today's topic of curiosity, this is what I want to get across today in this video, and that is, if there's any truth to the question of, am I losing my humanness? Or how much more am I losing my humanity and my humanness? What remains? You know? Well, what remains, and how do we fight back against it? How do we rebel, if you will, against these changes? And how do we remain us? Well, I think we remain us and we remain human by being curious, by being naturally curious. And I'm not just talking about a general sort of, what's that? What is that? What's going on there? I'm talking about a deep, opening, general, but deepened curiosity. The kind of curiosity that sparks questions, ignites more questions, that helps drive a better understanding and a better relationship with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. And I think as long as we're willing to ask questions, and as long as we're willing to remain curious, then we remain human. Because there's nothing that really can replace a general sense of curiosity and consciousness from the human perspective. It's important for us to be curious, to ask questions, to wonder. I don't know about you, but one of the things that I really enjoy in life is, first of all, sitting across from people, which is kind of a lost art in today's world, but I enjoy actually sitting across from people and having conversations. And I can say that even as an introvert. I really enjoy that. Somebody that I trust, somebody that I have some generalized know-abouts with, somebody that I've met before, okay? But even if I really haven't met them, I mean, let's just be real. Even if I haven't met them and I don't really know all that much about them, one of the greatest joys in life is to sit across from somebody and get to know them. And get to know them naturally and through genuinely, empathically, curious-based ways. You know, where curiosity and empathy are at front and center with it, right? Because curiosity and empathy sort of drive each other. And I am both naturally curious and naturally empathetic. I really am. And I don't know about you guys, but when you're that way, and when you're those ways, and those are two ways that kind of filter your everyday interactions with others, and that's the lens through which you operate in the world, you can't help but be more curious, ask more questions, and watching other people open up to you, and watching yourself open up, whether you mean to or not, or whether that was the intentions of the meeting or the conversation or not, it happens. We're human. And curiosity is a beautiful thing when done from a place of heart and done from a place of genuine curiosity and genuine empathy, right? And I think we all long to be understood. We all want to feel seen and heard and understood, and really to be known. And I feel like and believe that curiosity is a catalyst and is an anchor in allowing that process to flourish and to happen. Um, and so curiosity makes things that were once unknown or uncertain or heck, even unrelatable, maybe even, it helps to bridge the gap of, okay, I don't know those things. I don't know those people. I don't know, I don't understand that person, or I don't understand that subject or that topic or that group. If we come at it from a place of heart and heart based, heart led curiosity, frosted with empathy, I don't think we can do wrong, really. But see, the thing about curiosity, if coming from a place of care and empathy and from heart, is that it comes from a place of quietness, of quietude, of stillness. It's okay with pausing. It's okay with slowing down. It's okay with just being present, right? Because when you're getting to know somebody or you're getting to understand somebody in a new kind of way, you're not you're not competitive. You're not trying to outwit them, outsmart them, outdo them, overpower them, uh, get one over on them. You're really just being still, listening without a need to respond, and really coming at it from a place of what's called unconditional positive regard, which is I'm just sitting here acknowledging you as yourself, and I'm not judging you. I'm not formulating responses to you as you share yourself or your thoughts and ideas with me. And I'm just seeing you as a human just like me, right? And when we're seen and felt and heard in that kind of way, that really can be all the difference in the world. And I do believe that curiosity, done the right way, can be something that really genuinely helps the world and helps us and helps others around us. I really do. I think if more people were empathically curious about the world and reality and others in it, and we realized how similar we are instead of how different we are, but yet also recognizing the beauty of our differences and our uniquenesses and those things that make us different and all the rest. I think if we were able to do that and balance that better through a healthy lens of curiosity, we would be in a better place. We would be in a better world. I really believe that. And so we are at a time, I think, in which curiosity is paramount. It's like at the top of the list. I mean, I don't know about you, but I can safely say and admit out loud that I don't know everything. I don't understand everybody. I don't, I haven't lived the lives, nor will I live the lives of other people. And so I can't sit here and say that I truly, totally understand and grasp how somebody views life and views reality and views the world around them the way that they do. I can't. I can't say that I understand all of it and that I get all of it. And I certainly can't say that I agree with all of it. But what I can say is that I am one of those people that I will do my damnedest and try to show up and be present with people, even if I don't, on paper, agree with their position or understand their worldview or align with their political views or anything for that matter, really. Their philosophies, their general thoughts and ideas about how life and how it works and how things go. I think we're better when we're open. I really do. Um, and I think if you're curious, you're open, and if you're open, you tend to be empathetic, and if you're empathetic, you tend to be more flexible as a person. And I think flexibility leads to more understanding, and more understanding leads to more empathy, and more empathy leads to more curiosity. And there's this nice back and forth with all of these things, and there's a nice flow that exists. And each of those lead and blend into each other. And I think these are all things that make us human. And so I think being curious is awesome. And not only is it awesome, to me, people that are curious and naturally curious tend to be wiser, tend to know that they don't know things, and are willing to say, you know what, I just don't have the answer. I don't know enough about that. I don't have really much to say because this is something I haven't really thought about yet. People that are curious are okay with acknowledging and saying out loud, I just don't know. But it's also because I don't know that is what fuels and sort of sparks my curiosity. See? And it allows for me to be curious. And I want to also mention that I think with the state of the world and the state of everything going on in our world right now, that we cannot afford to not be curious, to not wonder, right? I think we're better if we ask questions. And again, not asking questions to attack people, not to manipulate them or to use what they say against them somehow, some way, or not to get one over on people, but simply and only because we're trying to be more present, more aware, more awake, and really more available to the world around us and to others around us. I think we're better when we do that, and when we come at life and come at the world and come at others and with others from that space. I do think that the world is aching and desperately aching for more naturally empathetic, curious, imaginative people that are willing to lean into what they don't know and to ask questions and to, and to find joy in that too, you know? Yes, is it scary to admit that you don't know, or that you don't have all the answers, or that you might feel a little bit incompetent, or like, oh, I'm a little lost. I don't know maybe what I need to know about that, or I've never really taken that frame of view before, or I've never really explored that perspective before. That's one of the beauties and joys of life. And yes, it's scary, but it's also exhilarating. It's also fun. It's also one of the joys of being alive and being human. And we all want to feel alive, right? I think we do. And I think as long as we feel alive, we will always feel human. And part of feeling alive and being alive is remaining curious, being curious. Because that opens us up to basically everything. And that's, while that might be scary on the one hand, and a little uncertain, and maybe a little bit of anxiety accompanies all that, it's also phenomenal. It's mysterious in all the best kinds of ways. See, I think we crave mystery. I think we like some mystery. I think we miss a little bit of mystery. I think there's a case that could be made that everything's too convenient today, right? Too accessible. Too at at our fingertips, within a few clicks or presses of a few buttons. I would argue mystery is what we need a little bit more of, what we're longing for. And I think curiosity begets mystery. Curiosity befriends mystery and says, you know what? I'm comfortable here. We can hang out. I'm okay being here. I don't want to be anywhere else. This is where I want to be. This is where I need to be. And it turns mystery from a foe into a Joe. And by that I mean curiosity turns mystery from a threat into a best friend. There are many things, I think, as humans, we sometimes, through intentional or unintentional ways, we try to avoid certain things that are inevitable and unavoidable. Right? It's not too hard to think of a few things that we try to run away from or we try to avoid. And I think we're better and we're more grounded and we're more present and we're more aware when we lean in. And curiosity helps us lean in and just fall into the feather bed of the unknown, of mystery. So mystery, we don't need to fear it. We need to befriend it. We need to make it an ally. We need to allow it to help guide us. Let it be our sail in the boat of curiosity. Right? Allow it to let us be wherever we need to be with wherever we're at. Okay? That's my thoughts. I don't think we can ever be without curiosity, and I think we have to let it guide us, and we have to let it help us. I want to mention this. Have you ever sat across from somebody, no matter how long you've known them, or if you're just getting to know them, and have you ever asked them questions about themselves? But specifically, questions about something that they're passionate about, something that lights them up. And then to watch them light up and to watch them absolutely gleam and just take over the space that they're in. And they just come alive after you ask them the right question or the right questions, right? One of the greatest joys of curiosity in action, and this is completely free, and this is like, in my mind, the magic of communication done the right way. One of the greatest joys is asking somebody a question or questions about something that they're deeply intrigued by, passionate about, and is like a deep part of who they are. And it's like you reach into them and you kind of strum their instrument, the chords of the soul, the instrument of their soul. You strum that just right and you play that music and they just come alive. And if you've ever felt this on either side, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm sorry, but there really is only maybe a few joys better than that in life than witnessing that, whether you're the person being strummed in this metaphor or you're being the one that's asking the right questions in the right way at the right time, and they see that you're curious about them, about who they are and what they're about and what they're into, and they just come alive. And this is my point about all this. This is the point I want to make. Curiosity lends itself to that. And that's the magic of it. The magic of curiosity in relationship to others, specifically, is learning about each other. Because we're all interesting in our own ways. And we all have different things, different experiences, different walks of life, different thoughts, different philosophies, etc., etc., etc. And when we tap into the right things and the right kinds of ways, and we strum those chords, those notes just right, to watch the music of somebody's soul light up and just poof, come over us, and to see him just kind of oof, it's like it's amazing. And it's the one of the real joys of connecting in a real way with people is that. And I do think we all yearn for that, we long for that, we need that, we want that. That's the kind of connection we really want. And I think this is facilitated and really becomes catalyzed by curiosity. So if you don't do that, or if you do that, continue to do that. But if you don't do that, or you've never been privileged enough to experience that, I say try that. You know? And I hope that each of you has friends or family or connections or acquaintances or whoever it might be. I hope you have people that tap into you in that kind of way, but also that you have people that you can continue to tap into in those kinds of ways. Because, see, here's the thing. As much or as well as you think you might know people, we're human beings, man. We're we should we're always evolving. We're always changing, right? Life is not static. And so, with that being said, we should always, in my opinion, be trying to learn about other people, and hopefully they are also, on the flip side, trying to learn about us. You know, there's layers to who we are. No matter how long we've known a person, hopefully we're continue to learn about somebody. And they're continuing to learn about us. And that is this deepening, ever deepening connection that I hope that we have. Even if it's with just a few people, or heck, even just one person, I feel that's special, and we all need that. And I do believe, so long as we're curious and we remain curious, that is one of the ultimate beauties of being curious, is a deepening of understanding and a deepening of relationship and learning and growing. And there's nothing like that, really. There really isn't. I mean, that's really what we want. We can talk about all the other things that we desire, or that we think we need, or that we think we want. What we really want is love, first and foremost. But we want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be understood as well as possible. And I think we really just want to connect with others at the end of the day. All this other stuff that we get sort of roped into or we become fixated on, let's be honest, it doesn't matter as much as we think it does. It really doesn't. What matters is our humanness. What matters is our relatedness. What matters is, do I see you? Do I hear you? Do I feel you? And again, with all these things going on in the world, all these changes, all the tension, all the conflict, all the divisiveness, you know it, you see it, you hear it, you know what I'm talking about. To be somebody who wants to be curious and to remain curious and to remain open and to be empathetic through and through in all the right kinds of ways, is to be rare. But also, it's to be human and to remember to be human despite all the changing landscapes of reality and life as we know it. So I say to you, how curious are you? How well do you know the things that you think you know? What questions haven't you asked others? What questions haven't you asked yourself? How well do you know yourself? And what can you know? What haven't you challenged yourself to be curious about? Who haven't you challenged yourself to be curious about? Are you really an open thinker? Do you really want to explore things? Or are you comfortable holding on to everything that you hold to be truth and hold to be reality? Curiosity breaks comfortability and familiarity. And I'm here to say, That's okay. And not only is it okay, but it's needed. It's necessary. Why? Because we're evolving. We're learning. We're growing. We're becoming. So I offer this to you, my friends. Be comfortable with being curious. Learn to hold space and to just, if nothing else, be present. Even if you don't like something or someone, even if you don't understand something or someone, even if you know deep down, no matter what is said or how much you might be open to trying to understand them, that you might just never vibe with them, still show up curiously and empathetically. It's the human thing to do. And with that, I want to say thank you for joining me today. Thank you for being open today. Thank you for being curious today. I'm glad you found me, however you may have found me. I hope you're curious enough to find me again. And with that being said, I'm Mr. Fox. Take care, friends. Stay curious, stay open, stay awake. Until next time, we'll see you again. Take care.